Did you just recently get out of a relationship and want to know how to actually get over your ex? Well, for one, you need to allow yourself to get this person out of your head, and that means cutting off all contact. Block their number, unfollow them on social media, even delete any pictures you have of them, and get rid of anything in your house that's going to remind you of this person. It's going to be really hard at first, but I promise you, out of sight, out of mind is going to make this whole process go a lot faster. Now, I know it's going to be really tempting to lay in bed all day and wallow in your own self-pity, but you're not allowed to fucking do that. Go hang out with friends and family for a couple of hours and get your mind off of things. Go do something to keep yourself busy. Start implementing things into your life that focus solely on your happiness and your improvement. Go to the gym, start a new hobby, rearrange your room, maybe install a starlight headlighter into the roof of your car because you think it looks cool. I don't know, man. You're going to adjust a lot better to this breakup if you change your surroundings and your routine. Do not jump into a new relationship right away because it's not fair to that other person. Do not try to contact your ex, their friends, or their family to see what they're up to. And finally, do not be afraid to be alone. You're gonna be fine.
I'd give my life on you. 'Cause you are the reason why I'm still.
Psychology tricks that I know work because I use them. If you ever have trouble motivating yourself to do something, whether it's cleaning your room, doing your homework, whatever it is, just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna sit down and do this for 5 minutes. And that tricks your brain into doing it because, like, fuck it, it's 5 minutes, you know? But you actually end up sitting there a lot longer, and this helps you get the shit you need to get done actually done. When you're at the gym, instead of counting your reps, 1, 2, 3, count them down, go 10, 9, 8. This will make it a lot easier to actually finish your sets. Only 10% of your happiness comes from external factors. The other 90% comes from your own thoughts and feelings. And this basically means that your mindset and how you react to the world around you is the #1 contributor to how you feel. So basically, once you realize this, you can start rewiring your brain to think in different ways and become more accountable for your emotions. The same way that you're not responsible for anybody else's happiness means that nobody is fucking responsible for yours. Facts about the sun. So the sun is definitely older than the earth, but the water we drink here on earth is older than the sun.
The sun is so big that if it were hollow, you could pour 1,000,000 Earths into it and still have room left over. I'm just saying.
The sun's atmosphere far exceeds the earth, which means that we're technically living inside the sun. So I'm working on a new project, and the company I'm working with, I can't really name them yet because it's too new, flew me out to New York and then paid for this hotel, and this is by far the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in my entire life, and I'm freaking out a little bit. Let's just admire the lighting, like, mwah. You guys are gonna get a ton of TikToks in here, just saying. They got a really cool shower head thing, and like this nice swivel mirror, just hey. The closet lights are automatic, look, snacks and robes, wow. This is my new friend Steve. Got that stuff, but I ain't old enough for that yet. Got a huge bed with lights on either side and like this really cool blanket, and there's a lady in a bubble for some reason, and look at this lamp. Huge! I just noticed the ceiling's fancy too, what the hell? That is the Empire State Building. And maybe to some people this doesn't seem like much, but like I grew up with so many siblings. I didn't have a lot of stuff to myself. I was in foster care for a while. This is absolutely insane to me, and I would not be here without any of you guys. So seriously, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like my content. So if you got dog shit on your arm for some reason and you just wiped it off with a paper towel, would you feel like that's clean? And my dad was like, no, of course not. I wouldn't want to wash it. And my uncle was like, okay, so then why do we use toilet paper to wipe our asses? And I guess that conversation was enough to convince my father to buy a bidet. Forgive me, TikTok, for I have sinned. It's been a very long time since my last confession. My sophomore year of high school, I was in the pit orchestra for the Beauty and the Beast play. I played the bass, but during intermission, when we got to take a break and put our instruments down, as I was walking away, I kicked a person's cello and knocked all the strings off. Luckily, nobody saw me, so I quickly just put the strings back on and then left. And when the show was about to start, I got to see whose cello I kicked, and it turned out to be the first cello, the most important cello. And little did I know that the song we were going to start on was the Beauty and the Beast song, the one where Mrs. Potts is singing and Beauty and the Beast are dancing, and there's only 2 instruments playing at this time, the first violin and the first cello. But but because I kicked this girl's cello, it's now completely out of tune and she can't play. And she discovers that in the middle of the song, she just stops playing and the conductor starts whisper yelling at her to play and she can't. And then she starts crying and then she puts down her instrument and then runs out of the theater. I never told her that it was me, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. Want to know how to tell if somebody has a crush on you? There's usually a lot of subtle signs in somebody's body language, and if you know what to look for, they're like dead giveaways. Like, if somebody really likes you, they're gonna unconsciously copy your mannerisms. Use that to your advantage. You might also catch this person looking at you a lot. Like a lot. And if somebody likes you, they're gonna be laughing at everything you say. And I can promise you, you're not that funny. But they think you are. So like, people also really like to be in close proximity with the people that they like. So if somebody has a crush on you, they're gonna try and be around you all the fucking time. And if they have open body language and their feet are facing you in a conversation, they fucking like you, bro. And I mean bro in like the most gender neutral way. Don't flip out. And honestly, if you're asking yourself if somebody likes you, you probably already know it in your gut. Like you either have that vibe that somebody's drawn to you or you don't. Really weird human body facts that I can guarantee you didn't know. Inside of every human being's mouth at any given time, there contains poop particles from 6 other different people. That's a lot of crap. Hey look, it's a collaboration with the Amazon box. Just kidding. Did you know that women after they give birth are told not to go to the doctor about the huge blood clots falling out of their vagina until they get bigger than a lemon? Your foot is the same size as your forearm. And if you look at your forearm, you're probably like, hell no, there is no way that my foot is that big. But if you get your foot or a shoe and you put it up next to it, yeah, it's the same fucking size. So I don't know if you guys like my hoodie or not, or if you like hoodies in general, but if you like hoodies and you want a discount, go to steezy.us and the first 100 people to use code Jayus20 get 20% off. Go, that's huge. Net.